Well, good day and welcome to you. It is December the 17th, and I hope you are having a great day wherever you happen to be. My name is Gary Willing, and I want to welcome everyone to Search for Signs. If you're totally new here, or if you have heard this information before or coming back, I'm really excited that you're here, and I do want to say this. If you want to know more about this information, whether you are hearing this for the first time or you've heard this information before, I definitely recommend checking out the links that I provided in the description portion of these videos. If you go to, let's say, the Share International site, share-international.org, I think there you can actually get more information in one spot than you can anywhere else. You can read background information about Maitreya, about his priorities, about why peace is so important. You can see images and videos of miracles that have been going on for decades in all walks of life, all different types of religion, and those people are not practicing religion. You can read experiences that people have had with one or other of these masters or with Maitreya, and it give you a better sense of that. You can see lectures that Benjamin Creme put on when he was alive. You can read some of the question and answer portions about different topics that people asked Benjamin Creme over the years. You might even have the same kind of questions when it comes to this information. And it's always better to hear it come from him, even though unfortunately he's passed away. You can still get a sense of what he would have said if he was alive, right? But if you are new or if you've heard this information before, you might not know that on that website is a link, or a tab, to the left. And it says Articles by the Master. And if you click on that tab, there's all the articles that Benjamin Creme's master wrote over the years. And you might not know that a master had written and published articles about a wide variety of topics for decades. Now, why do I think this is important? Well, I'm glad I asked that question. It gives you a better sense of the priorities of Maitreya, of, certain insights that the masters have on topics that, current events and so forth. But it also will give you a better sense of how these masters will teach us and the truths that they will teach humanity. Now, I do think it's important to look at it like this because so many people who comment, and I'm sure there are people who don't comment, that have a lot of fear when it comes to this information based on what they think this information's about. But it's not true. Like they say fear is what? False evidence appearing real is an acronym that somebody came up that fear stands for, and it's so true. There isn't any truth to the fear that these people have, and you might have, about this information, about Maitreya and these masters' approach back into the everyday world, about what they're going to teach us. And if you just take the time to read one of these articles for yourself, you might not believe it 100% like I do. You might not see it's 100% true like I do, but it might give you some value, and it might also help calm some of your fears. Because, to give you an example, a video or two before, I can't remember which one it was, I recorded it late last week. Someone had commented about Maitreya not being who I'm saying that he is, and his underlying purpose was to impose this will on humanity, and we would be monitored 24/7 in this communistic state. Now, there are states like that around the world now, right? China's one, right? There's other countries like this too. So, for an American, that's their worst fear, is to live life like that, which, I don't want to live life like that either, right? And thankfully, that's not what's going to happen, but if you take the time to hear the article that I'm about to read, and even go to the Share International website and read this, you'll see that there really is no truth to that, because the masters see each and every one of us, our lives, us as souls, as sacred. They don't impose their will on us. That's why Maitreya has still not come out and said that he's Maitreya on TV yet. He's still just talking as an ordinary person on TV, because he's not imposing his will. Even if it would make things go by a little bit quicker, in the end, it's not the best thing for us. It's an infringement upon our free will. They don't infringe on our free will at all. So that fear is totally unjustified. But The masters are here to teach us how to live. Jesus and the Buddha and Muhammad and other great teachers throughout the past, they did the same thing. They came to the people that they went to teach them how to live. Now, unfortunately, there wasn't global television and the internet at the time that Jesus was alive. He was only speaking to a very small group of people in Palestine. Now the Christ is speaking for the whole world. These masters will be teaching each and every one of us about different things. Other masters will be working with humanity hand in hand about creating the structures that we need to support the truth that these other masters are teaching us, that lives within inside our hearts and so forth, the truth that we are one and so forth. The economics of that, the political policies that enforce that truth that we are one, not only within each and every one of us, but also between each nation. So, but they're here to teach us the art of living. Most of us just eke out a living. We aren't living truly creative the way that we should be living. We're not living with this sense of joy, that comes from that, from knowing that you're a soul, knowing that life is about unity and about oneness, allowing other people to express that creativity without imposing our will on it or judging them or being critical of them and that kind of thing. So the freedom that we think that we have, we don't really have freedom yet, because the masters say that true freedom cannot exist without true justice, and true justice can't exist without true freedom. So in the United States, there's no justice. So how can we have true freedom? You know what I mean? So, but as time goes on and as humanity starts to learn and accept the principle of sharing, that Maitreya is going to be teaching humanity, and our needs start to be taken care of, these masters will start to teach us how to live as a soul, how to live creatively. Far different from what people think, that, the fear that they have that there's going to be this communistic state. No truth to any of that. So I want to read this article, and like I said, you don't have to believe 100% in it to see that there's any truth to it, for yourself. There might be a little bit of truth here or there that you might find some, value and some use for. But if you go to the Share International site and you read this article for yourself, I know it's there because I've seen it, it will, I think, make better sense to you than just hearing me read it. But in the meantime, I'm going to read it to you, and hopefully you'll hear it all the way through. All right. The Art of Living. Before long, a great change will take place in our approach to life. Out of the chaos of the present time will emerge a new understanding of the meaning underlying our existence, and every effort will be made to express our awareness of that meaning in our daily lives. This will bring about a complete transformation of society. A new livingness will characterize our relationships and institutions. A new freedom and sense of joy will replace the present fear. Above all else, mankind will come to realize that living is an art, based on certain laws, requiring the function of the intuition for correct expression. Harmlessness is the key to the new beauty in relationship which will emerge. A new sense of responsibility for actions and thoughts will guide each one in every situation. An understanding of the law of cause and effect will transform men's approach to each other. A new and more harmonious interaction between men and nations will supplant the present competition and distrust. Gradually, mankind will learn the art of living, bringing to each moment the experience of the new. No longer will men live in fear of the future and of each other. No longer will millions starve or carry the burden of labor for their brothers. Each one has a part to play in the complex pattern being woven by humanity. Each contribution is uniquely valuable and necessary to the whole. However dim as yet the spark, there is no one in whom the fire of creativity cannot be lit. The art of living is the art of giving expression to that creative fire, and so revealing the nature of men as potential gods. It is essential that all men share in this experience and learn the art of living. Until now, a truly creative life has been the privilege of the few. In this coming time, the untapped creativity of millions will add a new luster to the achievements of man. Emerging from the darkness and exploitation and fear, in true and correct relationship, each man will find within himself the purpose and the joy of living. The presence of the Christ and the Masters will speed this process, inspiring humanity to saner and safer methods of advance. A new simplicity will distinguish the coming civilization under the guidance of these knowers of God. Already there is a growing sense that all is not well in man's estate. More and more men are becoming aware of the limitations of their lives and search for something better. They question the modes and structures which inhibit participation in the fullness of life and long for meaning and purpose in all that they do. Shortly, new energies will enter our lives and inspire men to creative action. A new and harmonious stimulus will be given to the art and the art of living. A beauty not seen before will transform the ways of men and illumine for all time the nature of God. Man stands now ready for revelation. His heart and mind poised and turned to the future, he awaits the glory which by readiness he has invoked. Remember to take action and help SOP save our planet. Thanks for listening, and we look forward to talking to you again in future videos.